Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. And have you got photos that you just cannot get cleaned up? But in Lightroom's latest update you can do just that. And also I'll show you the other additional updates they've put into Lightroom, so let's get to it. Before we dive in, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications so you don't miss out on any future photography tips and tricks. So there's been some major changes with Lightroom in the last update. They've added some additional features, which is AI machine learning for denoise, which is amazing. It really does clean up your photos well and keep the sharpness. Also, you can use tone curves in the mask now, which is really good. I've been looking forward to that for a long time. As well as that, you can highlight facial hair and clothing. Now that's pretty good because now you don't have to use the brush to individually go out through the cut. It will speed up your workflow effectively. And as well as that, you can select multiple images and edit in Photoshop the smart objects, which is fantastic if you want to do compositions and don't want to do the fiddly business of doing them all individually and then having to go into Photoshop and then migrate them two together. So that's really good. So here we are in Lightroom, and we'll start off with the denoise feature, which is amazing. That's all I can say. It knocks it out the park. It's fantastic. So I took this photo here, and I've really underexposed this because I did it on purpose because I just wanted the silhouette of these two people there looking over the sunset. That's a story I wanted to tell. But if I highlight, bring up the shadows, you can see when you do that, you do introduce a lot of grain into the photo, and that's quite bad. But now this new denoise feature, which is, well, I'm just stoked about it. It's a big game changer. So it brings up a box and it will give you a preview of what you can do. And if you like the results there, then you can just use a slider to increase or decrease the level of denoise that you want. You've got a choice also to stack the photos and create a stack, or just leave them just two separate photos, because it will produce a new photo, a DNG photo, a new raw photo. If you click on enhance, it will spend 2 minutes and do this photo, but I've already done that. I'll bring up the finished photo here. You can see how much it's cleaned it up. It is amazing. And Christ, look at the difference there. That is, it's still got a nice sharp detail. It's retained all the sharp features there, but clean this up, and I've never seen that before. Look at all the detail in the rocks. It's there, it's all muddy there. Fantastic the way that's cleaned that up. This is going to be brilliant for people that take photos in events and weddings and things like that at low light situations, because now they've got the confidence to bump the ISO up and not worry so much about the amount of grain that they're going to get in a photo. So that's fantastic. I'm absolutely stoked for that. But the next item is people and the masking features it's got now. So the first set of masking features, okay, so you've got the person, it detects the people, lists all the things you can highlight individually, and now it's added two extra things, which is the facial hair and clothes. Obviously it will select all of the clothing, so you still would need to use your brush tool to minus the clothing that you don't want to change. But then you can create two separate masks as well by leaving that ticked, and then you create the masks, and then you've now got the beard clothing separate. So if we muck around with the beard, you can make changes there. Obviously on the clothing, you would just have to click on the minus tool, create a brush, and just minus away maybe the areas that you don't want to change. And it's a bit messy there, but obviously if you're doing it for real, you would take more care. And then literally you can just make the changes, shadows there, which is good. But also, if you might have noticed, they've got the tone curve in the mask feature now, which is massively improved. Can't say much, it's just brilliant really, because the amount of times I've wanted to make specific changes in areas of the photo, but you're only restricted to this selection and you can't use a tone curve in that area. Now you can make the specific in each levels of tone values you got. I mean, you can even go down to that and pick different areas. It's brilliant. It's so much better, made so much more improvements to this particular version. Textures, you can go through that and spend hours, but it is, I'm really pleased with that. So those two things there are the next improvements, main improvements that really make a difference for me. So I'm pleased about that. And the next one I've done is allowing you to select multiple images now. So you can select multiple images, you press Command, I've got an apple here, and then you just right click on that, go into editing. Now you can use open as smart objects and layers in the Photoshop, which is great. So if you're doing a composition of a photo and you want to edit everything in Lightroom, you know, do all the Lightroom changes, you can do that now and then just transfer them directly into Photoshop as layers. You don't have to then do further changes or further operations in Photoshop to sort of merge the two together or to create the layers in Photoshop, which is great. And then it retains the data and brings that over as well. So all the changes you made in Lightroom, it carries it over, so that's really good. So I'm pleased about that. Yeah, it's fantastic. So let's just bring that down. But that is amazing, the changes they've made for that. I would say with the denoise, now there's one thing, you would need to check the specifications or the recommendations of your computer and see if the new features that they've added are compatible, because now they recommend a minimum of 2 gigabytes of GPU or your graphics card. So if you've got anything less than that, then the computer's going to struggle. But they do recommend for good performance to have at least 4 gigabytes of memory on your GPU and a few other things. So that's one drawback there. If you've got a, you know, I've got a 2019 laptop and it can't run the denoise feature because the graphics card is not got enough memory on it, which is a pain in the arse. But I've got the iMac Mini, so it can do it on that. So there's the updates there. There's a few other updates like performance improvements. So you can now scroll through a large catalogue of photos a lot more efficiently now. So it's a lot smoother. It doesn't feel so jittery, if you like. So to speed that up, and importing and exporting photos is a lot more efficient, so that's better. You're not waiting forever. So they've made a lot of improvements for the Lightroom, which is great. So I'm really pleased about all that, and it is fantastic. Well, there you have it. They're just some of the features Lightroom have added to this latest update. And if you've got any thoughts on this update, be sure to leave them in the comments below. And if you found this video useful, don't forget to hit the like button, press subscribe for more videos on photography tips and tricks. You have a really good week, and I'll see you in the next one. You take care.